So welcome everyone. I'm very happy to see you all. To be honest, it's my first time doing a Zoom in that kind of big crowd. It's 15 of you, but many more people signed up. But I'm actually glad it's 15. It's a manageable number. So I hope I will explain you how to use created recipe, how to, we will talk about how to edit the existing recipe, how to import recipe from another source, how to create recipe from scratch, and how to translate, as I feel many people would like to know how to translate it. So I will share my screen, okay, so you can see everything what I'm doing. So we have off. So here I have my Cookidoo. I'm going to remove that. Can you see everybody on the side or just me? Can someone speak?
What was that, Ewelina?
Can you see everybody on the side or is it only me you can see and my screen?
I can only see you on your main screen.
That's good, so that's fine. So as you can see, this is the Cookidoo. You all know that. When working with created recipes, it's always better to do it on the computer. You can also do it on your phone, but not in the app. It has to be the website. So I found it's easier to do it on the computer, okay? So we go into my recipe, and on the left-hand side, you can see created recipes. So here on the right-hand side, there is a little green plus button where you can either create recipe or import recipe, okay? But if you want to edit the recipe that already exists, let's just go to the main screen, find any recipe, cheesecake brownies. That looks good. I actually made it once. So if we click the add button, we have bookmarks, add to collections, add to my weeks, add to shopping list, but also add to created recipes. If I click that, it will be added here, and now you are able to change everything that is here. You can edit title, okay? You can change the image. You can change ingredients and preparation steps. Let's start from ingredients. Let's say you want to reduce the amount of sugar. So I will change it to 150 grams, okay? So reduce it by 100. And let's say I want to use wholemeal flour just to make it more healthy. I don't know if that would work, but just want to show you how this works. So once I changed those two ingredients, now I have to look for them in my preparation steps, okay? Because you see all the ingredients that will be showing on the Thermomix are underlined green. So that means it will show correctly on the Thermomix. But let's look for sugar. So here is the sugar. If I click on it, you still see 250 grams sugar, but I changed it for 150. So what I have to do, I have to delete this sugar. So I just delete and add the sugar that I added. So I click on the ingredient tab underneath, click, and look for the sugar from the list here. You see, there is 150 grams. So I click on that. And as you can see now, I can see full, like 150 gram caster sugar. But before it was just sugar, which made the screen look more neat. So if I click on it, you can delete the first part. So you see just sugar. But on the Thermomix screen, when you go into ingredients, you will see exactly how much to add. So now I click again. And now it looks the same as it was before, but it is 150 grams. So we have to do the same with flour. So I have to look, where is the flour? Where was the flour? Oh, here, just beside sugar. Silly me. So when I click on it, you can see 100 grams of plain flour. So I leave the flour. Actually, put comma here. Look for ingredients and 100 wholemeal flour. And I do the same. I delete the first part. And I'll show you at the end the difference between leaving the whole kind of sentence and deleting. That when you leave just the flour instead of 100 gram wholemeal flour, it will look much more neat on the Thermomix. I'll show you that at the end. So that's it. If you want to change the speed and the time, the same, you click on it and you can just have that here. Or you can change the speed, you can change time. That's just easy peasy, okay? And once you are happy with everything, you just click confirm and done, okay? The more important thing is that you make sure that whatever you are changing, you're changing in the steps as well, and that they are underlined green. Now let's talk about importing. So as you can see, if I click green plus and import recipe, you can enter the URL. So what that means, I can open another website and look for Thermomix recipes. And we can go into this website. This is Australian website. It's community recipes, but it's really great source of recipes. First of all, it's free. So if someone don't want to pay for Cookidoo, you can use this website. You won't be able though to import it to your Cookidoo, because if you don't pay for Cookidoo, you don't have that option. But you could just have, like before, I had a book with printed recipes, so you could do that. You could just print your recipe and use it manually. But why I like it as well, look, I go into the recipe, mojito cocktail. Apart from all the recipe, there is also comments. This recipe has no comment, but let me go into some other recipe that has comments, which is really good. As you know, in Cookidoo, there is no comments, and sometimes you don't know why the recipe someone rated 3 stars, for example, but it's good to know that. Let's look for some recipe that is rated here. So you see, this one is rated the same like in Cookidoo, but if you scroll down, there is loads of comments, you see? So you can actually read it and know what people think about it. So I like that. So let's say you want to have that recipe in Thermomix. Lots of those recipes are already in Cookidoo, because the community recipes were actually, this was the website before Cookidoo was created. So people could invent their own recipe and share with other people. So lots of them are incorporated in Cookidoo. But if we want to add this one, I just copy full website. So Control-C to copy, go into my Cookidoo and paste. Now I import. Wait a second, and look, it's all here. And this is actually something new, good news. We automatically detect some ingredients and Thermomix settings. Please verify them and with the original recipe. So all the ingredients are added, and even preparation steps are added. Like a while ago, when I think a year ago, I was doing the same Zoom, and I had to do my preparation steps from the beginning. So that's very, very good. So just make sure that, you know, everything is underlined, that it looks good. You can actually divide that into few steps, so it will be easier. So I would say preheat the oven, okay? That could be first steps. So I could then press enter, and that's the second step. Place onion and herbs into Team 6 bowl. We could do enter, and then chop for 6 seconds, speed 6. You see, you can make few steps, so it's more clear as well, because you don't see long kind of sentence on the screen. Add walnuts, oats, and chop. So I will do this. No, chop will be already in the next one. And here it will be chop for 3 seconds. And so on and so on. Okay, I won't be finishing that because that would take too long, but that's it. If you have any questions while we are going on, you can either write on the chat, so I'll look at it at the end, or you can even ask. That's fine. It's not so many of us, so we will manage. Well, 20, but hopefully we will manage. And if one person asks, I'm sure some other people would have the same question. And if I speak too fast or something, just let me know. So once we are happy with everything, we just confirm. Again, done, and that's already added. You see, this is the 2 recipes added. If you would like to convert a recipe that is not prepared for the Thermomix, but you would like to create it in Thermomix, you could ask GPT for help. You could just write the preparations not in the Thermomix, but write that you want a help to do it in the Thermomix. So it will let you know, it will tell you how about to do it. You still have to kind of add few bits. So I would say it's more for experienced user, but it helps a lot. Now to create recipe from start, this is very easy, but takes some time as well. I would say creating recipes, doing anything, it always takes some time, okay? At the beginning, when this was introduced and I first time imported some recipe, I was like, what? That doesn't help at all because I just couldn't get it. But once I realized how to do it properly, if you take that 10, 15 minutes to do one recipe, I know it's it does take time, but you do it only once and you will always have it. And if you do it properly, it will show on the Thermomix really properly. So now let's do it from the start. Okay. So I'll do porridge. Porridge is very quick and easy recipe, and I don't want to take much time. Here, if I have some photo, I could upload, and I even send myself some photo. I did download it. So you see, I have 3 photos of my own porridge that I did years ago. So I can just choose any, open. Here I have it. Upload. Yeah. So we have porridge. It's different porridge that I'll do, but that's fine. I add ingredients. So I put, let's say, 50 gram oats, 5 gram chia seeds, and 200 gram milk. That's how I used to do porridge myself every time. Sometimes I don't add chia seeds, but oats and milk, that's how I always do it. Add steps, add, and now I go into ingredients and I have them here. So I choose oats and chia seeds and milk into the bowl. And the second step, cook. And I choose the cooking setting, okay? And I choose 4 minutes, temperature 90 degree, speed 2. That's done. And serve with fresh fruits and honey, let's say. That's done. Now here, if you go into cooking modes, cooking settings, there is also modes. So you can choose if you want to do dough or if you want to blend, warm up. You see there is other settings as well. So once I'm happy with that, I just press confirm and done. And that's my porridge. Let me see. So you see now I can see that this recipe was created by me, okay? And something new as well, before we were not able to share our own recipes, created or imported with others, but now you can just copy and share it with someone else. Usually I do it from, share, you see, share recipe, okay? So you can send it directly here or copy link and send it to someone. That was not possible before, but I really like that option of sharing. And here it looks exactly like any Cookidoo recipe. I could also write a preparation steps, preparation time, total time, and serving portion. Actually, this I should change because it's only actually 1 portion. Let me change it. Why not? I'll make it right. So this is 1 portion. Of course, if I cook for more people, I will double the ingredients and maybe add another 2 minutes. And now we will go into translation. That's what's the most takes the most work, I would say, but I feel that loads of people would like to know that because so many people are sharing very good recipes in Spanish, Polish, or different languages. So I'll look for a very easy recipe with very few ingredients just to show you. So this is the nut cake with 3 ingredients, okay? So as you can see, this is the Polish cake. It has only 3 ingredients and only a few steps. So if I want to translate that, I will open just basic translate web, okay? So I add to created recipes, just like if you wanted to change it. I copy the title, switch the screen to translation page, paste, and here you have it in English. So I just copy that, go back, and paste. And we have it in English, okay? Confirm. Now let's go to ingredients. I copy. So that's why it takes some time, because we have to do it one by one. Here, copy, paste, have it in English. The same, like this one I know, of course, so I can translate it without using translation, but I want to just show you how this works. And the last one. So that was easy. It was ingredients. Now, preparation steps, it will be a bit more complicated. So I just translate full first step. Okay. And paste it. Oh, it didn't copy. Paste. Here there is no ingredients and no cooking settings, so we go to the second one. Okay. So here is nuts. Okay, so I have to make sure, like you see, it is not underlined, so I have to make sure that it's underlined. Look, if I choose ingredients and just hazelnuts, this is underlined. So those nuts I can delete. And I don't want to see all of it, okay, because it's too much. So I click on it and just delete this, whatever. Just whatever I want to see on the screen before I press my ingredients. So I leave it like this, and I'll show you later why, okay? And now chop, 10 seconds is 6. So again, this is not underlined, so I have to click now on cooking settings and choose 10 seconds. Speed 6.5. Now, if there is ingredients and cooking settings in one step, you will have them both green on the Thermomix screen. I'll show you later the video so you'll see the difference. So if you'd like, you could make it another step. So I could press enter and that will create another step, okay? So now we translated the fourth step. And again, we have eggs, so I have to choose eggs. I create 6. I delete this part because I already added. And sugar here as well, so I have to delete this sugar. Just sugar. And mix. So I could also create another step and set, how much was that? I can't remember. 1 minute, speed 4. So 1 minute, speed 4. Okay, and this part. Oh, mix. And now the last part. So here, mix. 10 seconds. So it's just really looking at it, okay? speed 5. Oh, I deleted that. 10 seconds. Speed 5. And that's it. So as you can see, if the recipe is longer, has more ingredients, more steps, it will take more time, okay? But this is it. You can film the recipe and done, and you have that recipe already in English. And here is hints and tips. Of course, you can also translate them. I didn't translate it, but you can also translate all of those. And here you see this recipe, it's imported by me. It's not created by me, it's imported by me. And now I would like to show you a video showing you the difference between making it very good. So very good, I mean that here you see just kind of short, not exactly the amount of short version, and more steps, and doing it just okay, kind of very quick if you're in hurry. So you can do it by just leaving them and doing only one step, but it won't be so clear on the Thermomix and doing it wrong. So I'll play a video, okay? I have it on here. So I hope you can see it. So I go into my recipe and created recipe, the Thermomix. I will show it on quick tomato sauce, okay? This is a very quick recipe. I translated it from Polish yesterday to get ready. I press start cooking. So this screen is a bit different, so you can see it's important. So here, can you see? You can see only garlic, tomatoes, sugar, salt, pepper, just whatever you need. But if you click here on the green ingredients circle, you will see how much exactly you have to add. So have a look. Now you can see everything. So the scale is there and you know how much to add. Then you go into the next step. And now you can see that this is green, so the cooking setting. So just click on the cooking setting and you just turn it on, okay? And the next step, use it. It's ready, okay? This is very good recipe. So the second recipe, it's okay, but I think it's just not so easy to read, but it's still doable. It's still okay. So start cooking. So you see already the difference, okay? There is a lot on the screen, so it's hard to kind of grasp what you really need. I think it looked much better if you keep it just the name of ingredients instead of all amounts. So then you have to know, you see both of them are green because we kept only one step. So you have to remember, if you leave it that way, it's okay, but you have to remember to choose first ingredient and then cooking settings. So we go into ingredients. Okay, so the same, you can see everything. And then the steps, and you do it like you did before. So you just have to remember what to do first, and that's the end of the recipe. And the last example, it's if you just translate it without editing the steps. Like I told you, you have to edit the ingredients so they are underlined green. And the same, edit the settings, cooking settings. So here, I just copied, translated to English and pasted. So you can see here, everything like in theory, it should look like, but you see those ingredients and settings are not underlined green. So if you choose the ingredient, you can still see everything, okay? And in this recipe, it's not so bad because this recipe has only one step. So you need to add everything at the same time anyway. But in a minute, I'll show you the recipe that had more steps and you had to add different ingredients in different steps. But if you just translate it, you see list of everything on every step. So you don't really know what to add, okay? So the same, if you click now on cooking settings, there is nothing here. You have to look for the setting and you have to do it manually. So there is no point of doing it that way. So the last recipe I'll show you is the recipe. I like this is the translated from Polish. It's very good recipe as well, but I did it wrong. I have it translated good before because I did translate it for my customers. But this is example of how to do it wrong. So you see, I see the first step just translated, but the ingredient recipes are not green. So if I click on it, I can see full list of all the ingredients that are in the recipe. So you would have to read what to really add. It's just confusing. So this is the second step. You should start from adding onion, but you can see still from the first ingredient that you had. So it's completely wrong. Okay. So each step is showing exactly the same ingredient. So don't do this that way. Okay. So I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll see the chat. Okay. Where do you find import button? Import button you find when you go into Cookidoo, created recipe. I'll share my screen again so I'll show you. So I go here, my recipe on the top, then on the left-hand side, created recipes. And on the bottom here, you can see the green plus. So if I click on that green plus on the right down, you see create import recipe. I click on it and this window open. So then you can look for the recipe on another website, probably only community recipe. This recipe community.com.au will give you some recipe to import, okay? So this, now I try to warm up soup of the dough that I had made yesterday, not sure I did correctly. Can you show me how to warm up? To warm up, you just put butterfly whisk. I think this is very important to put butterfly whisk when warming up. So you make sure that the food is warm up evenly. And then you just choose warming up function. Emer, you can actually give me a call later on if you're not sure. So I'll show you on video call on my Thermomix, okay? My computer prompts to translate the page right on the time. It works out if I do translate it and say the recipe will still be in English. No, I did try it to see, but you see, if you translate it, you can see it on the screen and you can cook it manually, but it won't let you save it translated. It won't work. I was actually curious if that will help translating, because that would help just part of it, because you still have to edit the steps. Even if it did translate, you would still have to edit the steps, but it didn't work. I tried to kind of save it that way, but it didn't work. So no. Any other questions, guys? You can now unmute yourself and talk to me. And I think our meeting will be kicked out in a few minutes. So we might disconnect, but until this happens, you can talk to me. And tell me, how did I do? I'm kind of stressed out as well to do it with so many people. And let me know even later on the group if you did find out something new, okay? This is very important for me to know if you knew everything or there is something new. If you would like me to do something on some specific topic, let me know as well, so we can do it once a month. We can meet on Zoom so I can help you with understanding some of the things, okay? And that's no instruction. If you don't see instruction, it means you have to create them, okay? Oh no, in your own Cookidoo, that means you are not logged in. You have to log in, okay? You are either not logged in or your subscription finished. You can give me a call, Annie, as well, if you still have that issue and you can't resolve it. So we'll look at it together. Any other questions? No. Let me actually unmute myself here so I can see you. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It was really nice to see you, and let me know if you were able to successfully create a recipe or translate it, or how did you go with doing your own recipe. Okay, have a nice evening, guys.